Nigeria with a result-driven agenda that screened especially at the United Nations. The former lawmaker noted Nigeria's historic support to Liberia during the Civil War and said it was time to transform shared history into shared progress. The Senate committee, led by Masurado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLon, is reviewing the nominees' version and experience before submitting a formal recommendation to the plenary. And the next development, the Deputy Education Minister for Instruction, Amos Foley, has underscored the need for stronger financial empowerment initiatives for teachers across the country. Serving as guest speaker at the 6th Annual General Assembly of the National Teachers Association of Liberia Credit Union Cooperative Society over the weekend in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, Foley stressed that empowering educators financially is key to improving their well-being and the quality of education across the country. He reaffirmed the government commitment to work with the NACOT in expanding financial initiatives intended to strengthen teachers across the country. He admonished educators to remain professional and thus warning against using teaching as a temporary job for income generation. For his part, the newly elected chairman of the board of directors of the NACOT, Freeman Duord, outlining his plan for the union, stressed that his primary goal is to implement a digital system geared towards increasing membership. He highlighted the impact the union has had on teachers, pleading his administration's commitment to ensuring that membership increased from 2,000 to 10,000 as a means of alleviating teachers' poverty. The former Buchanan District Representative Kennedy Gaius Basi Gia has voiced out concerns about worsening labor practices in Grand Bassa County, highlighting the systematic exploitation faced by local workers under the watch of foreign operators. Basi Gia remarks stem from the weekend from a thorough investigation revealing alarming labor practices, notably the cohesive imposition of unrealistic production targets on workers engaged at the steel operation site, which he described as a form of modern-day slavery. He emphasized that workers are subjected to threats and intimidation forced to meet unattainable quotas, such as carrying excessive steel loads under threat of dismissal, while their health and dignity remain entirely neglected. The former Bassa Representative Kennedy further emphasized the prevailing exploitation embedded within the recruitment and employment process. He expressed great concern over the unchecked influx of foreign nationals, particularly Indians, who are allegedly taking over the labor sector and undermining local workforce rights by operating with government-issued permits and adequate oversight. Holding the government accountable, Basi Gia underscored the urgent necessity for robust intervention to hide these abuses, insisting that the Ministry of Labor must act decisively to uphold labor laws and protect the welfare of Liberian workers. The Office for War and Economic Crown Court in Liberia has signed a memorandum of understanding with a group of local musical artists to lead an awareness campaign about the importance of the court. The MOU was signed over the weekend as part of effort to use music as an awareness to reach a larger audience regarding the court's operation. According to the agreement, the artists will support public outreach, promote justice for war victims, and help educate the public on the importance of accountability. OWECC Executive Director Councillor Jala Bapu, during the signing ceremony, indicated that contrary to widespread popular speculation that the establishment of the court is a myth, memorandum is building across the country. Councillor Bible noted that the goal of the agreement is to keep the focus on victims and to ensure their stories are heard. He urged the local artists to assist in creating awareness of the necessity of accountability. In a bid to boost decentralization, the Liberia Broadcasting System is set to establish a substation in Sekeplie, Nima County. The move is part of the ongoing efforts to enhance media coverage and access to popular broadcasting services in all regions of the country. LBS Director General Eugene Facon over the weekend disclosed that the management has secured 1 acre of land in Sekeplie to commence the project. He emphasized that the construction of the substation aligns with President Joseph Boakai mandates to improve the presence and performance of the state broadcaster across Liberia's 15 political subdivisions. Vicon noted that a groundbreaking ceremony for the Sekeplie substation is scheduled to take place next week, marking the official start of the project. He added that the LBS is in the progress of acquiring land in Grand Cape County for a similar development aimed at further decentralizing LBS operation. In a related development, the LBS Director General has issued a 3-week challenge to the Voice of Bon radio station to vacate a property said to be owned by the state broadcaster. The Voice of Bon is owned by Representative Melvin Code of Bon County, Electoral District No. 3. Facon disclosed that a team from the LBS recently had discussion with the Voice of Bon management requesting them to leave the premises by July 30, 2025. The LBS Director General stressed that the station is taking steps to reclaim and secure its facilities and thus properties across the country. He maintained that the move is part of a broader vision to ensure that the national broadcaster operates independently and from its own space, free from external occupancy. Facon reaffirmed his commitment to expanding LBS infrastructure and improving access to reliable state media in rural and urban areas alike, noting that developments in Nima and Grand Cape counties are at their preparatory stage. A group of local money exchangers under the banner Liberia Mobile Money Agent has formally petitioned Orange GSM and Lone Star Cell MTN over what they describe as unfair reduction in commission payments. Speaking in an exclusive interview with K News, the group's national chairman Jeremiah Columba explained that mobile money agents now receive only 16.50 cents Liberian dollars instead of 60 Liberian dollars for transaction, and that's transaction for processing a 1,200 Liberian dollar withdrawal, while similar transaction and better commission putting many agents at a loss. He noted that small-scale businesses now bring in more profit than mobile money services, making the sector less attractive and financially demanding to agents. He explained that with sub-reduction commission, many agents are able to cover basic operational costs, and as a result, some have already closed down. Columba warned that if the current payment system remains in place, mobile money agents may soon disappear from communities across the country. The group emphasized that if no solution is reached, the group will take further action, including a possible nationwide shutdown of mobile money services to demand better treatment. The Chief Executive Officer of the Great Get Empowerment Foundation has urged the government of Liberia to prioritize investment in education over state ceremonies. Sylvester Brown noted that several students in rural areas are learning under poor conditions, with some sitting on logs in dilapidated classrooms, urging the government to mitigate the deplorable learning conditions in rural communities. Brown criticized the government's recent spending on the symbolic funerals of former presidents, arguing that those resources should have been used to improve school infrastructure. Brown also expressed concern over the growing number of children selling in the streets, noting that such a trend contradicted President Buhari's 2023 campaign commitment to address the situation. The Reverend Liberian educator warned the national reconciliation effort will remain ineffective if education continues to be underfunded. He made that assertion over the weekend in Pittsville at the fall graduation ceremony of Little Friends Academy. And Deputy Education Minister for Education, Amos Foley, has underscored the need for stronger financial empowerment initiative for teachers across the country. Serving as guest speaker at the 6th Annual General Assembly of the National Teachers Association of Liberia Credit Union Cooperative Society over the weekend in Grand-Bassa County, Minister Foley stressed that empowering educators financially is key to improving the well-being and quality of education across Liberia. He reaffirmed the government commitment to work with NACOS in expanding financial initiative intended to strengthen teachers across the country. He admonished educators to remain professional towards warning against using teaching as a temporary job for income generation. The former Buchanan District Representative Kennedy Gaius-Bassi Gia has voiced a concern about worsening labor practices in Grand-Bassa County, highlighting the systematic exploitation faced by local workers under the watch of foreign operators. Well, that's how we draw down the curtains on today's development of K News Summary. My name is Lorena Wisa and I presented.